after 7 years of working together with Mr. Dan Beer, we've officially made the decision to merge our two teams together to create Whissel Beer Group.
So guys, on this video, we're gonna share with you how this could possibly happen, why right now, and what's being created, because we are bringing something that is unlike really anything that exists in this marketplace, in the industry. We are very excited to create something very, very powerful for real estate agents, for consumers. And let's just start here. Why? Why are we doing this at its core right now?
So there's this analogy that's always really struck a chord with me. There's this big giant orange thing up in the sky known as the sun. And this thing generates like massive amounts of energy. Yet we can stand under this sun all day long and it doesn't burn us to death, even though it's a giant ball of fire. And we can stand here and not get burned. But if you can just take the power of that sun and you can put a magnifying glass down and focus all of the energy that that sun is creating via that magnifying glass, you can literally start a fire with it. And so when we look at these two amazing teams that are generating massive amounts of energy and just doing massive things together, when you can take all of that energy and you can focus that using that magnifying glass effect, you can start a massive fire.
So that led us to thinking about how do we take all of our resources, all of our energy, and really focus it in one place together versus what we've been doing, which is trying to build the same things. I mean, we've had the same vision, the same goals. We're building marketing, sales systems, operation systems, but each of us just trying to incrementally make ours better. Well, what if we instead took that dispersed energy, put it all toward one thing? And that one common goal, which we've always shared, is make it as easy as possible. Make it as easy as we can for an agent to sell a home. Take as much of the admin work off their plate. Keep you in the thing that made you get licensed in the first place, really, which is to go and help people with buying and selling houses. And so we have a really clear understanding, and we realize this amazing thing, which is if we take all of the parts that we have, all of the human resource, the financial resource, and apply it together, we end up with really not only a competitive advantage, not only a negotiating advantage with vendors, with lead providers, with technology, but we also create a financial advantage that then ensures that we always have the best people supporting those agents in the background. And I'm really looking forward to it, man. Like, this is a lot of fun that we're about to have.
Yeah, and when you start to think about like the redundancies, is like, for every person you have in role A, I have somebody in role A. And for everybody in role B, you have somebody in role B. So there's so much redundancy in what all of our people are doing. So instead of having your person doing the same job that my person's doing, we can now take your person and let them focus on what their true genius is. Where do they really specialize that they do it better than anybody else? And let them stay focused there. And same thing on my side is take my people that are doing the same role, and instead of having it be this big wide role, focus it down to a much more narrow role. So everybody's operating in their true genius. And then at the same time, when all of our admins are working in their genius, now they set the agents up to work in their genius, which is going out there and helping clients buy and sell homes all across San Diego, Southern California, and wherever this journey takes us in the future.
And I think what that translates to for both the agents and the buyers and sellers are that when everybody's in their best role, when everyone's in the thing that they're most meant to do, they're just naturally happier. They're doing a naturally better job. They're serving for the sake of just the joy it gives them to serve. And the entire thing then obviously gets the benefit of that. And again, it just leads right back to the primary goal that we each had, the vision that we've always carried, which is how do we make this easier for agents?
Yeah. One of the things I've always looked at when I watch your business is some of the things that I feel like you guys just do better than anyone, probably better than we've done it for a long time. And I look at some of the stuff that you've done with marketing, whether it's things that you've done on radio, on TV, with outdoor, like you've really pushed the envelope and done things that nobody else has done. Nobody's had the guts to go do some of the things that you've done. And then watching your processes from a sales perspective, like the way you deliver your listing presentation, the way that you guys deliver your scripting is just on a whole nother level. And I've always looked at those things and really admired them from our perspective.
Thank you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I could say likewise, when I look over at what am I most excited about, kind of just snap the fingers and have it on day one, is first of all, technology-wise, I think you guys have been as dialed in as anybody can possibly claim to be, not just in San Diego County, but across the country. So definitely just what we'll gain right out of the gates in that respect is huge. That creates a lot of also that enablement of the agent that we've been talking so much about. And then with that, you have this, like we've been watching and we say, look at their training platform. And in fact, there's been so many agents across the country that are just trying to get a taste of it through what you've called the Whissel way historically. And we have not just that taste now, but we're immersed in it every day. So I think you've done a phenomenal job with training. And with that, I just think that from a leadership standpoint, that's what gets me really, really pumped, because I look at the leadership team you carry, the leadership team we carry, and when we put this together, there's an undeniable truth that I'm not sure that there's any stack like that anywhere across the country. And again, it just translates to what you said earlier, right? Everyone gets into their true genius. And so those buyers, sellers, and agents all benefit from that.
Let's talk about why now, right? You and I have been partnered for 7 years now doing amazing things at eXp. Why now, right? Why are we doing this right now? Why is 2025 the year to merge Whissel and Beer together?
Well, first of all, it's our job, it's our respective jobs that keep our organizations in front of the industry. And so wherever you can find a true, advantage, something that's really going to move the needle, you do it. But this isn't the type of thing you just do. So the reality is we've been having just conversation around this for some time. This isn't something that emerged just last week. It's actually been over a year of discussing it with one another, first very loosely. But I don't know about you, in my own mind, I've been having the conversation for 3 or 4 years, maybe 5. But it's such a big decision that you want to have some time to peek under the hood to see who is this person really, who is the staff really, who are their agents, what's the behavior like, how are things when the cameras are off? What's it like not just when times are good, but when there's adversity? And so in other words, at least speaking from my perspective, now that I've been able to really see and decipher and just discern all those things, I'm like, this is exactly what I was hoping to find. That's an alignment just from a core value standpoint. And so if the core value side fits, if the strategy side fits, if it allows me to keep my people out in front and really push toward that goal of making it the most powerful platform for an agent to be able to operate and to just do what they do, now let's try to find the reasons why not.
For sure. And the other side of it too is like we're in this push button economy today to where right now, if I'm hungry, I can push a button on my phone and I can have food delivered right here, wherever I'm at. If I need to get a ride somewhere, I can push a button on my phone and I can get a ride wherever I want. If I need some groceries, I can push a button on my phone and get whatever I want delivered. And it takes a lot to deliver a push button experience for agents and consumers. But taking all of the collective genius of both of our teams and merging them together into Whissel Beer Group allows us to create that same push button experience for our agents, to where they need a marketing piece delivered, push button, get marketing piece. And for our consumers, we want that same experience. You want to sell your house, push button, get your house sold. And together, the collective genius of Whissel and Beer as Whissel Beer Group creates that push button experience.
There's a lot of people that use sayings, little cliches, and cliches are usually great. They're rooted in truth. But one of them would be when people talking about, hey, if you're gonna go fast, go alone, right? If you want to go far, go with others or go together. But oftentimes it's just things people say. Well, we've been preaching it in terms of to agents, come and join our respective organizations, go further together. And then we realize, okay, well, if that's true for them, if that saying is true in general, just for everybody using it from Tony Robbins to everybody, well then maybe it's true for us too.
Yeah, I love it. At the end of the day, Dan, this isn't a like 10 plus 10 equals 20 kind of equation. This is 10 times 10 equals 100. And I'm so excited to create that level 100 experience for our admin, for our agents, for our clients, and everybody that we run into in the future, man. I'm pumped.